Walt Disney Company is holding its annual or semi-annual D23 event, and they have announced the programming lineup, including the Disney Legends lineup. Well, it turns out that one of those legends is going to be getting inducted at a very awkward time for him, if you smell what I'm cooking. Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. Vash! Oh, D23, always a big, busy week for us. I remember the last time was when they announced Monsters Incorporated. It was when they announced, the Rivers of America shutting down and all this other stuff. And we were reporting on it, pretty heavily. I know Culture is actually going to be there at D23, apparently. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully he'll be doing some on-the-ground reporting for us. So this is from the D23 team. The Jonas Brothers will be live on stage with their Hey Jonas podcast. Cast Percy Jackson and the Olympians will also offer a sneak peek at season 3. The Ultimate Disney Costume Contest, celebrating the milestone anniversaries of Alice in Wonderland, Beauty and the Beast, Kingdom Hearts. Disney legend and 8-time Academy Award winner Alan Menken will be there in a rare one-man concert. That actually sounds pretty cool. And so much more. Today, Disney announced a spectacular slate of programming happening at D23, the ultimate fan event presented by Visa. August 14th, 15th, and 16th in Anaheim, California. Tickets are still available, with full-day Sunday D23 passes still available, along with afternoon-only fan passes, only $49 each. For Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's so much for Disney fans to discover. At D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event, the magic never stops, said Michael Vargo, head of D23, the official Disney fan club. Can we just say D20? Did we always have to say the Ultimate Disney Fan, whatever it is?
And D23 Expo. It's perfect. It was awesome. Everybody knew what it was. Now it's
that's just D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event.
I
For
know.
D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Club. The official Disney Fan Club, sorry. Not the ultimate. There must be a more ultimate one. From the moment the first guest walks through the doors of the Anaheim Convention Center to the final curtain at the Honda Center, every hour is filled with something extraordinary. This is where fans become part of the story and every part of the Disney universe comes to life. Let's take a look at the programming reservation information. Guests can unlock even more magic at the Anaheim Convention Center through the randomized reservation selection process, which distributes reservations for select presentations and experiences based on preferences and availability. Okay. Don't know what that means. It sounds like something that could backfire. Spectacular slate of stage programming. Each day at the Honda Center, fans will experience never-ending surprise and delight moments, performances, and announcements. So Friday, August 14th, the Disney Entertainment Showcase. Friday night, the world-class storytellers of the Walt Disney Company will, along with the current people that are working there, will take center stage at the Honda Center for the Disney Entertainment Showcase. Guests can experience surprise celebrity appearances, exclusive first looks at upcoming films and series, exciting new announcements, and unforgettable musical performances. Star-studded presentation will celebrate the stories audiences love while offering an exclusive preview of what's coming next across Disney's movies, television, games, and live stage productions. Then Saturday the 15th, Horizons, the Disney Experience Show. They're calling it Horizons?
They called it Horizons, I think, the last time, too, which is a little strange.
That's weird. Join host Neil Patrick Harris for a journey into the stories shaping the future of Disney experiences around the world. Building on ambitious projects announced in 2024, this year's showcase will take fans deeper into the creative vision behind what's to come, hearing directly from the Imagineers, storytellers, artists, and innovators bringing these experiences to life. Inspired, how dare you, by the Carousel of Progress, the thing you just gutted. Neil will guide the show and lead engaging conversations with the people. Why don't you just, how about you just do it, have it be inspired by the Rivers of America and Muppet Vision 3D while you're at it, Neil?
Well, there's more Muppet information here included in this whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
With the people creating the future Disney experiences, complete with behind-the-scenes looks, special performances, exciting announcements, and a few surprises along. I'm not anticipating any big announcements here, Vash.
I don't think so. I mean, I think there are going to be maybe some surprises, right? But I do think they're going to be a lot smaller scale than 17 new rides, shows, and attractions as was brought forward in the last D23. I think it's going to be a lot of updating on what we're already getting and so forth. Maybe some additional details provided for some of these projects. I imagine. I mean, I think I was actually with Theme Park and the O255 and Capture the Magic last night talking about this. I mean, maybe like a dragon for Fantasmic, that might be pretty cool. Space Mountain being redone, all of those things, but I don't anticipate anything really dramatic here. What I think is surprising, Marvin, is that they have Neil Patrick Harris actually hosting this. Previously, it had been a park chairman before, right?
Yeah, Thomas Maslow not getting up there to do it, huh?
Right. And that might have to do with the fact that maybe stage presence, not his forte. Obviously, he has that kind of Austrian accent right there. So they might be looking at it and going, well, let's not get off on the wrong foot already with this new guy.
What if they want Neil Patrick Harris to be the one that is the face of like the bad news announcements, like Muppet Vision closing? Remember, like Josh didn't say that it was going to be replacing Muppet Vision when he announced that Monsters Inc. was coming, and they saved that for like a few days later, or Rivers of America because he didn't want to get booed. What if they just have Neil Patrick Harris make the announcement so that he gets booed?
That's an interesting idea. Never really thought about that, but it is possible that is the case. Also, too, they do show that footage in various realms, part of that in investor packages and so forth. So I think they are looking for more of a statesman, more of a presentation. And with Josh Yamaro now the CEO, I think he'll be involved somewhat too. But I think they recognize, like, remember the Chapek days when he used to get up there? It was a little rough. So I think they were looking to get away from that as well.
But like also, man, just like remember like the fact that they're going to be theming it to Carousel of Progress, that just feels like an open-handed slap to the face.
It's not great. It's not great. And I'm sure we'll know more about Carousel of Progress here, but I don't like that. I'm surprised they actually didn't go with Carousel of Projects, which they could have possibly done.
It's going to be, and when it becomes a reality, it's a melting pot of diversity, because there's a... Guarantee you, it's gonna be a woman hosting it. It's gonna be different races. There is not gonna be like the way it was.
I heard the Stories Matter group really wanted to affect big change in Carousel of Progress specifically. Now, I've heard, Marvin, that some of those things might have been contained since when Stories Matter was really at the height of its power.
Like if we're going to the year 1900, Scene 2?
Yeah, Scene 2 is going to be hosted by the mother. So that's for sure. They've already said that. So they're already in that direction right there. The point of it, Vash,
the point of it was that it was always the same thing.
Right.
But with progress. It was,
yes.
We come into the dad and the dog. They're talking about all the things they have. We go to the mother. We go to the son. We go to the daughter. We move on. And it's the same thing. Of course, it's going to be hosted by the mother. I can't stand it. I can't stand this.
That's what they're gonna do.
I have no problem. Like, conceptually, I have no problem with the mother hosting it, but knowing that they changed it from where it was and why they're changing it, that's the thing that just absolutely, breaks it. Let's talk about the Legends ceremony in a second. Let's just see what else we have. A new feature-length documentary from Leslie Iwerks. Discover how Disney's great storytellers draw inspiration from the parks, where their worlds were always meant to live. Hey, Jonas, live at D23. Oh, I didn't know Jonas is doing a panel at D23. That'll be great.
Yeah, big get. I was on the phone with Jonas. Huge. He's really excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, when I talked to him about it, he was just like, I threw him a bone. The Disney Rewind concert. Relive the magic of VHS vibes with the ultimate throwback event. Just baiting the nostalgia. Showcasing some of the best Disney hits of the 80s and 90s, filled with nostalgic favorites performed by Disney and Broadway stars, including Bill Farmer, Jodie Benson, and incoming Disney legend Susan Egan. Actually, that sounds kind of awesome. Not gonna lie. Bill Farmer will probably sing like some Goofy movie stuff. Jodie Benson obviously will do Little Mermaid. Susan Egan will do some Hercules. I would like it if they did the join right in, sing along with another Disney song, like the whole thing with the owl. A whole new world of Alan Menken in a rare one-man concert. Alan Menken shares the songs and stories behind legendary Disney films and beloved stage and screen musicals. D23 Masquerade, the ultimate Disney costume contest presented by AT&T. I didn't know AT&T was still a company. Joining host Nina West for the return of the ultimate Disney costume contest. Fans will showcase their Disney-inspired creations on the runway, so join us to vote alongside judges Yvette Nicole Brown, Ashley Eckstein, and Bobby Kim. Simpsons Stories from Springfield. Join the cast and creative team of The Simpsons as they explore the art of storytelling in Springfield, from character-driven comedy and cultural satire to finding fresh stories for more than 3 decades later. Well, if they know where to find fresh stories all this time, why haven't they done it for like 2 decades?
That's a good point right there. There's a little bit of a hole there in their storytelling abilities.
The Muppets Musical History with Seth MacFarlane. Join Grammy-nominated vocalist and Emmy winner Seth MacFarlane and other special guests for a conversation about the timeless Muppets songbook. Seth will share the inspiration behind his upcoming Muppets orchestral album. Yeah, I'm sure they'll actually drag the Muppets out for this, and I'm sure instead of being behind something, it will just be Matt Vogel sitting on a rolly board with his arm up in the air doing Kermit, which I hate. There is nothing that I hate more, Vash, than when they Avenue Q the Muppets.
I know.
We do
not a
not
fan of that at all.
need to see them. We do not need to see the performers. They should always be behind something. Always.
I agree with you. I think the Muppets are they're carefully curated and maintained characters that I think Jim Henson wanted to maintain right there. They didn't want the personalities behind them and all of that. Okay, please.
Jim showed the performers doing the performances exactly one time, and it was in a behind-the-scenes special about how puppetry is done. So, and they made like a big joke about it, where like the Muppets were like traumatized by it, and they refused to look down afterward because they were afraid all those guys were going to be there again.
Look, I know that when they honored Jim Henson, actually at a Legends ceremony during D23, this was back in I believe 2011. Big deal, and I think Jim's son came out there and performed, not with the Muppets themselves, but with characters doing one of the original acts that Jim and his wife used to do back in the day. It was really, really kind of cool to see that.
Yeah. Look, I like Seth MacFarlane. I like the Muppets. I like Seth MacFarlane singing songs, and he'll do the Muppet songs. He'll probably do them well. But then you got Percy Jackson and the Olympians season 3, Camp Rock 3, The Next Generation, Bluey from the Backyard to the Big Screen, aka probably be the most popular panel there. The Disney Experiences auction. Oh, that's where they're auctioning off all of the pieces of Muppet Vision 3D.
Yeah, we were going to bring that up right there. So even though they're honoring the Muppets in this way, that way, they are all obviously auctioning off parts of the theater and parts of what was in that experience right there.
We have taken what we've killed. We have mined the body for valuables, and now we're selling it like the pirates of old.
It's terrible. Don't like that. Not a great thing. Again, it's very Pressler era in its approach right there.
It's being hosted by Brett Iwan, the official voice of Mickey Mouse. Which is interesting. Lego Star Wars screening event. Experienced special screening of the all-new Lego Star Wars animated adventure. I'm sure everyone's going to want to see that. Let us show you how we make Bob's Burgers. I do like Bob's Burgers. That's a fun show. Scrubbing back in. Celebrate the return to Sacred Heart with conversation with the cast and executive producers of Scrubs. Did you watch the Scrubs revival?
I did not watch the Scrubs revival. How'd that go?
So I loved it, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. Scrubs is my favorite show of all time. So
really, I didn't know that.
If you've ever watched any of my videos, guys, you've seen all the Scrubs clips that I always play. But I love Scrubs, and I thought this was great. I would have liked the return of like Dr. Kelso or something like that, but maybe they're saving that for season 2. At first I was upset because the janitor wasn't in every episode, but the way they brought the janitor back in was incredible. It's very focused on JD, Turk, and Elliot, and the new characters were all good because it also never loses its focus on JD, Turk, and Elliot. So, Beauty and the Beast, celebrate 35 years of Disney's animated Beauty and the Beast. You're gonna have filmmakers and stars from the animated feature and the Broadway production inspired, including Paige O'Hara, Don Hahn, and Mark Henn, as well as Susan Egan, who played Belle. She was the original Belle on Broadway before she was Megara.
Right.
So,
yeah, a lot of people, unfortunately, from that time period, Marvin, are no longer with us, and that's much unfortunate. So that's why they're kind of incorporating the Broadway aspect to that, I think.
Zootopia, 10 years in the Mammal Metropolis, Beyond the Magic, Disney Pin Trading, the quest ahead for Disney Lorcana trading card game, if that's what you like to do. Deep dive into Kingdom Hearts. This is going to be interesting. They're commemorating 25 years of Kingdom Hearts. No word yet on if they're going to show anything from Kingdom Hearts 4, but if they don't, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah, I think you're going to get something. from Kingdom Hearts 4. I would expect.
Disney Legends in Conversation, Disney and Nat Geo, capturing a world of nature, animating the action, Disney Magic Live on ESPN, Disney Marvel, a legacy of stories presented by M&M's. Future of digital comics, Disney Marvel and Webtoons. Celebrates 65 years of Marvel Spider-Man, Marvel Fanfare. Making of Disney Magic with Ron Clements, Floating Mountain, a conversation with Joe Rohde. That's pretty cool. I would go to that. Huz, Drawn to Life, Walt Disney World, 125, Walt Disney 125 years of inspiration. Disney Music presents The Art of the Score, Disney and the Grammy, a musical legacy. Ink and Paint at Disney Animation, Your Dream, Your Valley, Disney Dreamlight Valley, Disney Style Around the World, Disney Flying. So much, man, so much. There's a whole lot of things to go to here. I hope Culture goes to every single one of them.
Culture's probably not going to be able to see even a small sliver of that because there is so much stuff and it's awesome, but unless you really have that like all you can eat pass, which is unbelievably expensive, there's just no way you can catch it all, and so many things kind of play over each other.
Restoration at Disney, preserving our legacy. I'm sure that one's going to be great.
Ooh, Disney Archives, not so good with that auction.
Great moments with Walt Disney. Disney historian Tim O'Day and editor of Disney Files magazine Ryan March share humorous stories and rare video footage of Walt Disney, showing the comedic side of the man behind the magic. You're going to play the clip where he's like, a little boy came up to me and said, "Mr. Disney, do you draw Mickey Mouse?" I had to admit that I do not draw anymore. I like to think of myself as a little bee. All right, so let's go back to the Disney Legends thing.
Yes.
Disney Legends ceremony Sunday, August 16th, the day where tickets are still available, mind you. Hosted by Ryan Seacrest. The Disney Legends Awards ceremony will feature tributes and memorable moments celebrating the lasting impact of this year's honorees, bestowing Disney's highest recognition to a distinguished group of creatives, performers, and leaders, including Chris Berman, Jerry Bruckheimer, Susan Egan, Eric Goldberg, Anne Hathaway, Bob Iger, Kim Irvine, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the Jonas Brothers, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and Alan Tudyk. Okay, let's go one by one. Chris Berman. Remind me who that is, Vash.
Chris Berman. Give me a second here. I'll tell you in a second. Yes. Obviously, okay. Host on ESPN, a lot of years.
That explains why I don't know.
Extremely, But he'd been doing Monday Night Football for forever.
Okay, so that explains it. Let's see. Then we've got Jerry Bruckheimer, legendary producer, obviously.
Of course.
He's definitely deserving. Susan Egan, Megara, absolutely deserves to be a Disney legend. Not only Megara, but also the original Belle on Beauty and the Beast. Eric Goldberg is an animator and voice actor. So, he's worked on a whole bunch of Disney stuff, so he deserves to be there.
Yes.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway, I would say Anne Hathaway deserves to be on there. Anne Hathaway is, she's the Princess Diaries, things like that. Like she's definitely a Disney legend at this point, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think she gets it. Now, obviously, she hasn't had a ton of work with Disney, but for what she has done, very successful, obviously. Good recognition, I would say.
Bob Iger. Bob Iger on his way out the door makes himself a Disney legend.
Mm-hmm. Still there, by the way.
Just proof that you can get an award for just being somewhere for a long time, even if you've ran that thing into the ground. Bob, what are you thinking? Gosh, and they're gonna make Josh be the one to induct him.
Oh, of course, absolutely. There's no
Josh
question.
is gonna have to bow and scrape and crawl before the throne.
He's gonna kiss the ring. Absolutely, that's going to happen. Now, it's kind of funny because, Jared from Capture the Magic, he's always like, hey, are they going to, because this is the Hana Center, right, where this is taking place. It's like, are they going to take one of his corduroys and, retire in the rafters with the number? That'll be hilarious. But,
they're going to take the shower from the office and, hang it in the rafters.
Yes,
Preserve it in bronze.
It's like a trophy. No, but it's such a Bob Iger thing, right? To be honored while you're still technically at the company, and to be made a Disney legend. It's like
he created the Bob Iger building while he was still at the company. He dedicated it to himself.
It's amazing. Oh man,
I could not believe when they made it the Bob Iger building.
It was measuring attendance at Disney World on July 4th, which didn't really factor in temperature, which is about 100 degrees and 99% humidity on.
Bob, what are you thinking?
Go fund yourself, Bob.
Yeah.
Then we've got Kim Irvine, the nepotism princess of Imagineering.
She did a lot of work for many years.
I know. I can't get over the fact that she was desperate to get the hanging man out of the stretching room.
Look, listen. Everybody has their marks on their record right there. Certainly, this latest round of haunted mansion enhancements, not maybe inside the mansion, but outside, not so good right there. But yeah. I will say, if Kim was there, probably don't get a new Pirates in the way that destroys that entire scene. So,
yep.
I think she belongs there.
Maybe. I think she belongs too, but it's just funny to call her the nepotism princess of Imagineering.
Sure.
The Jonas Brothers deserve to be there, obviously. They were Disney in the 2000s, so they were huge.
So prolific.
Yep. Lin-Manuel Miranda, I would say that maybe it's a little soon for Lin-Manuel Miranda, but he did create the music for their best ever, animated film of the modern age. Moana.
You mean Moana live action? You're being
no, I mean the animated.
Not that. Okay. Sure.
Alan Tudyk. I mean, they put him in everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, you might as well. The one that I really wanted to point out is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
That's the one.
Who is going to come up on stage to accept an award as a Disney legend at a time in which he has put out one of the biggest live action bombs the company has ever seen. And Vash, as he walks out onto the stage, what they're going to play. What can I say except you're welcome?
Of course.
The Rock is done in Hollywood, dude. I legitimately think his days of being considered a box office draw are over and done with, because the only hit that he's had in recent years has been Jumanji 2. And I mean, that's an ensemble cast. You look at things that have Black Adam, atrocious bomb, Red One, atrocious bomb, and then the Smashing Machine. Not only wasn't an atrocious bomb, but then he didn't even get the Oscar nomination that he was so desperately politicking for. So I said this before in a video, though. The Rock's problem was when he stopped doing movies to be The Rock. Like, if he stuck to like action films and even stepped into the world of R-rated action films, I think that he could have actually really continued on with a stellar career. But he became Family Rock. He became Disney Rock. And nobody wants... Well, first of all, he has to, because he has to debase himself, because nobody wants a big, muscly action hero anymore. Hollywood's definition of who an action hero should be in the modern day is Timothée Chalamet and Tom Holland.
Very true. That's a great point right there. Where does The Rock fit in all of that? Not in great places, I guess. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? Yes, absolutely. It smells horrible. Apparently, like you said. Yeah.
Stink bomb.
You're right. I mean, to take Moana, right? Moana, which just earned $1 billion at the box office with Moana 2. Obviously, we know it's one of the most successful streaming properties known to man. When you take that property and you have it be one of the biggest bombs that Disney has faced, especially with its live action slate right there, it is very significant. And
it's a Snow White level bomb.
It really is.
Literally.
I mean, it is.
It literally is a Snow White level bomb, Vash, because it made only $1 million more domestically than Snow White did.
Absolutely. It is a massive flop right there, and not maybe as expensive as Snow White, but still, I mean, the company was not expecting to lose hundreds of millions of dollars.
It was still
Moana.
a $250 million movie, which I called from the beginning. I said, there's no way this costs less than The Little Mermaid, because it looks just like The Little Mermaid.
It is extraordinary. So to honor this guy, and by the way, what else has he done? Jungle Cruise? That was a big flop. Remember that back in the day?
Jungle Cruise was a flop. Jungle Cruise was a flop. Was Tooth Fairy Disney? Or like The Longest Yard, or not The Longest Yard. What was the football movie that he did?
Oh yeah,
Where he's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
little girl's dad or something like that. I don't know. But I mean,
I don't
clearly
remember.
I think when they announced that he was going to be becoming a Disney legend, they thought they were going to be inducting him on a stage as this movie was raking it in at the box office, just
Yes.
raking it in, and now they're bringing him out in a stink cloud. It is absolutely insane how this is going to land with a thud.
It's crazy.
So the problem was also, like I said, The Rock needed to stick to action films. And the other thing is, The Rock needed to stop trying to get involved creatively, because that's been The Rock's big problem for a long time, is The Rock wants to do what The Rock wants to do at this point. He wants to be involved creatively. He wants to help you write the movie at this point. That was the problem with Black Adam, was The Rock had all these ideas that he needed to get in there, and Black Adam bombed. The Rock is not a creative person. The Rock is a very charismatic person. There's a difference. Charismatic person can very easily deliver the lines written by an actual creative. The Rock is not a creative. It was The Rock that demanded that Red One be filmed for IMAX, and then that bombed. And I guarantee you, The Rock was the one that pushed for the live action Moana because he wanted to star in it. And he's the weakest part of that movie. Did you see it?
No, I did not.
Okay, so the dynamic shifts entirely with The Rock playing Maui in live action, because
Really?
Maui, so if you look at Maui, the way he's animated, Maui is animated to look like he's about 21 to 23 years old. Probably. He's a young man. He's a demigod. He's 1,000 years old, but he plays like a guy in his early 20s. He looks like a guy in his early 20s. He has this kind of big brother, little sister dynamic with Moana throughout the time. He has that like youthful arrogance that he has to overcome throughout the like it's very much like a young man full of pea and vinegar. Like it's like that doesn't work when he's a 53-year-old man.
Yes.
The dynamic is creepy between him and Moana.
I did read that in a lot of critics.
Yeah.
Even big name critics who were looking to praise this thing, they were like, I don't know if this doesn't feel right.
Yep. So the dynamic is creepy between him and Moana. The arrogance is cringy because he's an old man. Not an old man, but he's a middle-aged man. And then like certain jokes that they left in, like, like the joke where Maui's like laying face down on the raft and he's just like, oh, well, if the water starts feeling like it's warmer, it means we're going in the right direction. And Moana's like, ew, because he peed in the water essentially. They leave that joke in, Vash. And when it's a 53-year-old man peeing on a 14-year-old's hand, it's really, really creepy. And he's not laying face down in the boat. He's laying on his side, which made me question like what state he was in at that moment.
Bizarre creative decisions. It looks like.
That is one of those. Jeff Elms just pointed it out. He says, as a cartoon, it's kind of funny. When it's a 53-year-old man, it's creepy.
Right, exactly. There's just some stuff that doesn't play well when translating to live action. So, usually when you have a creative company, it's like, okay, let's go ahead and adjust these scenes and really, factor the live action in and maybe take some of its properties and really showcase those. Shot for shot remake, you get into some issues. This is one of them.
Well, and then you have, let's say, also, Maui's motivation. He wants the people to love him, so he does all these things for him because he feels so like, sad because he was thrown away by his parents. Well, when you're a guy in your 20s, that's an interesting motivation that you feel sorry for him. When you're in your 50s, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the movie, they show him stealing the heart of Te-Fiti, and he's a 53-year-old man when he does that.
How did he come across in terms of both his wig and his bodysuit?
He's got this tiny little head and these tiny little hands and this giant bodysuit with no nipples. And it is the weirdest thing that he has done, like, on his body since that time in the late 90s when he wrestled in a tracksuit because he had chest augmentation surgery. Look it up. The Rock.
Wow.
The Rock had a the Rock had a I can't say it on that Park Place, but he had he had that surgery to get he got pectoral implants. So
amazing.
Look it up. But yes, so yeah, so they are rolling him out and bringing him out there and propping him up and being like, here we go, the Rock, Disney legend, while he just produced one of the biggest bombs of all time.
How did we get here, Marvin? How did this happen?
Through sheer hubris, my friend. Sheer.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.